Developed nations have to put over $100 billion in the new collective quantified goal on climate finance, a bit higher than the last amount. There will be two figures agreed upon: the inner layer, which is expected to be slightly over $100 billion, and also an outer layer, $1.5 trillion. Forestry and Fisheries and Environment Minister Dr. Dion George says it is still too early to predict the outcomes of the negotiations, as no one is willing to make concessions as yet.
Well, I think we all agreed, certainly South Africa's position and the developing economy position and the Africa position, is that the loss and damage fund needs to actually speed up. We need to have more money in it because we're seeing the impact on climate change. It is accelerating and Africa is very heavily impacted. So yes, of course it is concerning, but that is being discussed and negotiated. So before I comment, I'd rather have a meeting tonight with all of the various coordinating pairs to see what we are actually looking at. So for example, the NCQG now, they're having that conversation. The mitigation strand is having their conversation. I think tonight I'll have a better understanding of how it all hangs together. Certainly from the mitigation side, we have a lot to bring to the table already.
South Africa's chief negotiator, Mr. Maisela Kekana, says the provincial targets numerically will come to an end on Friday.
This is not surprising that things are like this. It's always like this because what we are trying to do is to put packages together. Be in the mitigation, putting a package that could reasonably be accepted, and in finance, in adaptation, and it will all come together somewhere on Friday. Well, Thursday, but Friday, that's when we'll start to make concessions, because that's when we will know the number. So the number will not come until the very last minutes, which is Friday. So depending on how big is that number, then you'll start to make concessions in all these other packages that we are making now.
The G20 summit in Brazil also touched on the effects of global warming and the transition to greener energy. However, nations are divided. Samkele Masego, SABC News, Baku.